I am there.
1, 2,
right.
2. All right, I think we're live.
I think we're on, and we're all in. Teething problems over, and I'm going to have a Malteser.
Do it.
I'll be done. I've eaten a lot of those Maltesers whilst you've been busy.
I don't want to chew down the microphone.
You've got
Too late. This is going in. We're already live.
Yeah.
This is it.
When me and my dad were recording at home, you can get right up close to his little Rode microphone, and I just whisper, "This is the voice of God," and then ask him for things. And I think that's the way you should introduce everything when you use the power.
I think this is how we'll start the podcast. This is the voice.
So, teething problems over. Welcome to number 1, the Crescent, Dionne.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
really
privileged to be the first one.
Yeah.
You're
looking forward to the 5th of August?
I'm
Friday the 5th of August,
looking forward. This is going to be my first gig in months and months and months and months. So
excellent. I can't wait to have you on. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
I do bring a lot of friends who get quite smashed, so I hope you're all ready for it. My boyfriend
bring
in
as
particular.
many people as you can. There's going to be a really good atmosphere. Everybody should. Well, if it's anything like the first one, it's going to be sweet.
As long as everyone keeps the noise down a little bit, like we were talking about earlier, then we'll be all right. You know what I mean? We have to get bouncery.
I'm bringing my mum. I think she'll shush everybody. I think she'll be
good. That'll
up.
save us a job then.
Yeah. Everyone calls her Mrs. Clow, even her friends. So.
Is that how you pronounce it? Clow?
Clow.
Not. I've always thought it was like Clow.
I had this debate with a middle school teacher, and he came up to me and was like, "No, it's cow, and you add an L in the middle of it." And I was like, "No, it's low, and you did a C." And he shook my hand, and I think I've never felt so grown up. I was like, "Yes, brilliant. Down with the patriarchy."
So how do we pronounce it then? Because we've been pronouncing
Clow.
Dionne Sturdy-Clow.
We've been pronouncing it wrong for
ever since we met you.
Couldn't give much of a monkey. It's not
I never really full name you. You know, it's not like not full naming anyone. I don't go around full naming people because that'd be weird. So he's just Dionne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we first met Dionne in Doncaster.
It was at the Leopard, wasn't it?
Jimmy Mack.
The Magnificent Seven.
Oh, the Leopard. Fabulous
yeah.
tiny music venue where your feet can't come off the floor as you're coming up the stairs because there's
so
much beer. Yeah.
What I like about that place is that you go upstairs, everyone's like into the music and grooving and having a really good time and whatnot, and then you go downstairs and it's just a bunch of just crazy Northerners getting hammered.
Oh my God,
as you go through the door for your bouncer, they all just look at you and then you're like,
but then
what's
the
going on?
two crowds mix because in between every set, because it's Doncaster, the whole of the little music room upstairs will flood out through down past the pool tables to go and have a smoke, and then Jimmy Mack, the little Scotsman, will just be there like, "Guys, there's another set on, put them out." He'll be like putting out people's cigarettes left, right, and centre like they're starting.
I mean, he's done us a few gigs as Jimmy Mack. We've not done anything for him since before COVID, actually.
No.
The ball was rolling quite a bit. How has it been for you through COVID?
COVID. I definitely laid back. So I was looking after somebody who was immunocompromised, unfortunately, through sort of a good year and a half of it. So I was just sort of staying away from everyone like there was the plague. I'm the one painting red X's on everyone's doors. And then it's kind of been steady. I've done the odd bit here and there, but I've mostly been focusing on recording at home with my dad. We've done a couple of music videos and stuff, which has been quite fun.
Oh wow!
I'm going to get on TikTok, like one of the cool kids.
So what other places can you find yourself on?
Videos,
music, anything?
We've got a YouTube channel, we've got Spotify, I've just made a TikTok and the videos are coming soon.
Nice.
We've got an Instagram and a Facebook because of the classics.
So for the purposes of the video, I'm sure we can add on like links, YouTube links, or we'll certainly put them in the comments or the descriptions.
So that's pester me, stalk me.
So there's a Centre Stage group page, which I'm sure you've seen.
Yes.
And then there's also a Centre Stage YouTube channel. So all footage and everything will be going on there.
Nice.
So we've linked it to Man and Rich's Natural Antagonist page.
Oh, so we've all got to give you so much credit.
So we were talking about before I'd spoken to you, I think, about doing some acoustic recording at ours as well. So we'll have to do that at some point as well. But I'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll get that going as well because we love recording people, especially people we like. So your name was one of the first on our board.
so you can't.
We are organised. We have a board.
We've got 3 boards, 3 whiteboards in the studio.
Now. One is dedicated to Centre Stage, and the other one is dedicated to all the stuff that we're doing. But what we're doing isn't important in these videos. It's the Centre Stage thing is important.
Should we ask our first question? As soon as we've rambled.
So, have you had time to prepare?
I have actually.
So, for the purposes of the video, I did send these questions to each artist. So, Gives them a bit of time to prepare.
Oh,
So,
you got homework.
first question.
You got to get homework. Yeah.
At what age did you first get into music, and can you remember the very first song you listened to?
Right, so this is a complicated question for me because I've got one of those
Got time,
families.
sorry.
I've got one of those families. Right, we're all from like a Wakey council estate origin, but my mum's very jolly tally, and she plays like classic music. So we grew up like she's got a cello. So we grew up listening to like Les Mis and watching all the Disney films, and like at Christmas we'd all be round a piano singing 4-part harmonies. Me and my sisters like to Les Mis, like we're those people like pretending to be posh. But then my dad, like I listened to the tapes of him and his old band in my cars because he was an old rocker. He's like beard and sandals. He's very cool. So I remember distinctly the first song I listened to that really got me engaged and made me pick up a guitar, and it was Frank Turner's "I Still Believe." You down with it?
Frank Turner, yeah.
Oh, it just lit my little soul on fire. And then my dad took me to my first gig, and it's a bit of nice traffic background for the podcast. And that's where we zoomed away. No, and then okay. So Frank Turner's "I Still Believe." He took me to go and see them, and we had sitting seats, and I was like 13, 14 in my little goth outfit, big mesh skirt. I remember I was very proud, and I remember just he was like, I can see you just egging to be down there dancing, aren't you? And then from about 14, 15 we used to like actually go and dance and go to festivals and everything. It was amazing.
Great stuff.
Do you get to many festivals?
Not at the minute with a foot, but usually me and my dad do Why Not, and then my boyfriend's parents have just gone to, I think, keep it in, it's musical masterpiece. They've just gone to Latitude. Have you ever heard of Latitude Festival?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds amazing, so I'm desperate to get to that one next year because it's got loads of music on, but also like poets and literature, and it's all very artsy. And
nice. That's what I like about festivals. It's you've got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, I generally don't go to the main stage shenanigans. I always stick to like the up close and personal stuff, like the smaller tents and stuff like spoken word and everything like that.
That's kind of good though, but like if you've got, Faithless Beck Radiohead on the main stage, which I saw at V, I'm not leaving.
Well, yeah. It depends who it is and if I've ever seen them or not.
That's why I love Why Not, because we walked in on Bang Bang Romeo, who are a Doncaster band who I got to play with. That was probably the last big gig I did post-COVID at the Imperial.
And they were just Bang Bang Romeo.
Oh yeah, go follow them. They were just awesome. But we walked in on them Why Not and we're like, wow, this is cool. And then we discovered like Goat Girl, with this tiny little all-female band. I've fallen in love with the lead singer. It turned something in me. She's amazing. And we've got a song written about them that we're going to release. Yeah, I tell him all the time. Clotty Cream is her stage name. She's amazing. But we've written a song and then recorded it, and that's going to be our release after the next one. So festivals are the best way to get into new stuff, I think.
I think I've heard of Goat Girl. I don't know why. Someone mentioned them to me, and I don't remember who it was. And I was like, Goat Girl? And they're like, yeah. I was like, as in goat. So that's the second person I've heard mention them, so I'll have to check them out. Shout out to Goat Girl. We will, yeah, for sure.
So other than that, have you got any other influences? Who's your biggest influences?
Ooh, I'd still say starting off with Frank Turner. He's my main listener. I think he's like folk pop punk, isn't he? And I really
punky about him. Yeah, I love Frank Turner.
He's awesome.
Really,
he's awesome.
really good,
He's got a bit more of a varied taste nowadays in the stuff he's releasing. But the attitude he has at his festivals. At his concerts, and when he plays at festivals and things, are just awesome. It's very much sort of peace and love as well as punk and rock and roll and down with the patriarchy and the man and socialism, literally. So he did a wall of hugs instead of a wall of death, and I got to hug an old lady at one festival. So nice. He's like, if everyone, so somebody falls up, you pick them up. Because I love a bit of Catfish and the Bottlemen and those other sort of more generic. Like pop punk folk artists that are coming out, but I went to one of their gigs and there were people getting trampled left, right, and centre. I was like, "Come on, guys! Like, speak to them, speak to them." So I think him like Beans on Toast. You want to a bit of Beans on Toast?
I've never heard of stuff.
I've heard anything by them.
You guys are so cool, so you'll definitely love the guy. I first saw him at Leeds Fest and he came on stage with a bottle of whiskey. He is great. He sings
just one guy on his own?
Just one guy. Sometimes he'll have like bands and stuff with him, but he started out just one guy singing about MDMA originally, and since then he sort of changed his philosophy and sings more about sort of love and peace and art and friendship and stuff. But started out singing about drugs, and he is just again very same sort of ethos, like sort of peace and love and pick people up and very much connection, and he'll like come and stand in the crowd at the end of his gig and say hello to everybody, and
that's what you like about
it. We like a bit of because I guess we're kind of rooted a little bit in kind of folky punk, but mainly because of the acoustic guitars.
What did Sid want?
Rambunctious
rock, he said we were.
Rambunctious rock?
Because whenever anybody says, you know, what style are you? You know, it's just like, no idea. But now we're rambunctious rock.
Can you confidently say rambunctious rock every time someone asks? No.
Depends how many beers he's had.
Well, yeah, which isn't very often, by the way.
Ramchunctuous. No, I love that. That kind of rocky, folky punk scene. It's really good because it's got that element of punk without the kind of loudness of punk that you used to from the 80s punk, and that it's still raw, but it hasn't got that overbearing noise that some punk can tend to have. But I love that stuff, so people don't like. But the kind of folk punk, because of the acoustic guitars, it has that kind of more melodic tone, but it's still lyrically and the way the songs are put together are very punk, and I love that. I'm dig that massively. So.
I totally agree. I feel like it's a little bit more accessible to me. Like if you looked at my Spotify liked songs, it'd go from oh god, what are they called? Like Nothing But Thieves, and there's another really punky guy who does loads of rapping, like Eminem.
Back of here.
Oh,
that's awesome.
My little bee.
That's
comes
fabulous.
out whenever I shave the head. I got one of the Tata. Interesting. No, I'm not quite that fruit. I've got one of a guitar and a skeleton now, which I really should have cracked out.
Nice. Well, you just sort of turned around. I got a glimpse. I'm just like, was that painful?
Yes, very. But it was totally worth it. I'm a bit of a weird. I quite
They're
like to go.
Really?
I quite like to go. But my mum is really against them, and she was.
You rebel.
My dad got one. Like we've got matching ones. So this one, he's got a skeleton digging a hole. The same skeleton.
Wow, nice.
That. But he got one, and genuinely, she didn't look at it for 2 weeks. She refused to look. So I got that one, and she came up and was immediately poking it. I was like, absolutely not.
Well, I'm 47 and my mother still doesn't like me getting tattoos, so I just keep going and going and going. I've got space there. I want some more.
Dudzy's got a really cool one on his arm. It is a wow form from one of our tracks.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So he took a lyric from one of our tracks, which is which one was it?
It's not the lyric. It's like the section of the whole section.
Whole,
of all the music and everything, and it just basically the lyric is "We all are free."
That's so.
It's going to be
cool.
on one of the songs from our next album. Our album's going to be out soon. So yeah, he's got that.
So obviously, I don't know how that's going to look in like 20 years' time. It might obviously the detail might have faded a little bit, but
it's all good.
yeah.
You're not going to.
I've got space. I'm trying to think of what I want to put there.
What you want to fill in? I want to get on the topic of who inspired you. I want to get one of my dad's old artwork. So he's an old rocker, and he's just repurposing all of his tracks, which he's going to release, and I'm encouraging him to do.
Nice,
but we were talking a while ago. So when he's like in his 20s, 40s, and it's called Brick Cocktail, his album. He's got t-shirts made, and they've had a new logo done, and they've got the original vinyl, and my uncle had done a little artwork for them, like a little brick and a cocktail. It's very cool. It's very cool. I want that tattooed.
So is the album called Brick Cocktail, the band?
The album is called Brick Cocktail. I don't know what they called themselves as a band. I'm really not sure. I think it's to and fro, because it's all very fickle, isn't it? So you guitarists come and go, and bassists and move off to Germany and this and that. But they were so cool. They were very pop rock. Very pop rock, like flares on the stage.
Did you remember your dad doing gigs when you were younger and stuff?
He didn't gig by the time I was around, so I've got 3 older sisters. I'm kind of like the last and the best one. But we grew up playing his CDs, like the CDs of his songs in the car. I want to learn all of his songs before he, goes off and lives in the sea or whatever he wants to do in his retirement. But yes, we'd listen and sing along to his old tracks, and then I had a 1998-99 Vauxhall Corsa with a tape deck, and we had all of the So my current partner, his dad was in the band with my dad. That's how we met. They were bandmates.
Nice.
So we would sit and listen. It was one of our first dates. We'd sit and listen to their original tapes in my little Vauxhall Corsa, just fangirling for our dads. That was
nice. Brilliant.
Does your boyfriend play as well?
Nobody ever knows about tapes anymore.
What does he play? Does he play guitar?
No, he dabbles in a bit of banjo, but he's not convinced to get up and play it anywhere. It's more just for his own personal enjoyment.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Yeah, I think I'll get him there.
He's not Melsia. We'll be like,
it looks like you got your work cut out then.
Let's save that one to the end.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So we can go straight to number 4, I reckon.
All right. Yeah. Number 4 on the questions list. So, what has been your best or most notable gig to date?
It's nice because they come under the same category, and I think it was the last big like proper gig I played, and it was at the Sticky Imperial at Mexborough.
Is that when you did it with Bang Bang Romeo?
Yes, it's a part of Bang Bang Romeo, which was just mega.
Shout out to Bang Bang Romeo again.
Oh my gosh, so cool, such an experience, and obviously it was packed, and it was ticketed, and everyone was so buzzing to be there, and it was like their first like proper gig back from lockdown as well, so everyone's like, thank God we can leave the house and like touch each other again, and it was notable because of that, and it was really loud, and I got to play like original songs and. I had my nice sparkly outfit picked out, but I have a couple of songs, and I've only got like 2 ex-boyfriends, and we're all very cordial with each other, all very grown up, but they were both there. They were both there, which was a rarity somehow because we're all sort of interconnected between one guitarist, and my present boyfriend was there.
Thinking, what the fuck have I just done?
It's great. It was great. Well, so I had my present boyfriend and then my only 2 ex-boyfriends in the room, and I was on stage, and I didn't even need any alcohol, and I've got this one song that sort of has 2 of them sort of incorporated, and it sounds really rude now, but we've talked it out, we're all good. I had a friend there, and essentially we met by sort of being screwed at the same time by one of these guys, and there's a line in the song which is like, oh, I wish you didn't like call my friends. And I stopped the song and said, come on, sing it with me, Liv, and then we sung the line directly at him with my other ex-partner there who'd been in tandem at the time. I was like, I came off and all of them were like shaking, they were like, why were you so ballsy? And I just thought it was the best fun, and everyone was like, oh my God, but obviously we're all there getting a pint afterwards, and it's like totally cool, totally kosher, but I was like on top of the world. I remember saying in the microphone like, well, I'm here so I can kind of say whatever I like and just bang on about my life, and you're all just gonna have to listen and
that's
drink.
the beauty of having a microphone is you kind of, they have to listen to you, they don't really have a choice.
And if you've got the confidence and brazness,
I'm never so arrogant.
What's the word?
I don't know what you said, mate.
If you've got the confidence,
if you've got a
brashness,
bravado.
That's probably what I was thinking.
I struggle
to get the words out sometimes. I know what I want to say, but I can't remember. Anyway, so
oh, you've got, haven't you? I think, especially when I'm like some of my songs dead personal, you're like you're spewing like your most intimate details of like relationships or whatever.
You're
it's
laying
like
it on the line for everybody, aren't you?
Because that's kind of like how I like to write, and that's like how I like to connect with people. So you know, you might as well have a nice chat with everybody whilst you're there and look.
I think it's amazing. I've always struggled to write like personal stuff. I like to be more like take aim at
such a foreign concept to me.
Take aim at governments or what, anything that pisses me off, basically. Like, most of our songs aren't really about us; they're about things we see or that annoy us. I've got a couple of like personal ones, but mainly they're like kind of anti-establishment songs. But I do find it
anti-everything.
Yeah. But I do find it kind of amazing when I see people do that, where these songs are clearly, you can hear in the lyrics, they're like really personal. They're just up on stage singing them, like, wow, that's... My brother is a singer in Bristol, and he does the same thing, lots of personal songs, and he does kind of folky stuff. He's great. Shout out to Chris Webb. But a lot of his songs are all personal, and I just find it amazing that he can get up and do that, because I'd probably end up crying or something, break down in the middle of it.
I have had people ask me if I'm all right at the end of a gig, like, oh, are you all right with like one of your boyfriends? Like, have you broken up or something? I'm like, no, I was just feeling myself.
So number 5 on the list is a good one.
5, okay. So have you prepared for this one? So if you were stranded on a desert island and you could pick one artist, dead or alive, to jam or make music with, who would it be and why?
This is such a rude question. May I just say, I hope all of the
it's
other guests on this podcast...
in your head.
Yes,
we don't mean sweet music, we mean literal music, not the sweetest of music.
I wasn't even going there, guys. That's on you for being
How's it rude then? You said it was rude, not us.
Rude in terms of picking which artist.
Oh, I see, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
there we go. Oh, yeah, little eyes rolling.
Yeah. Nice save.
These guys should put a red warning on this podcast.
There's definitely going to be a red warning on this podcast. We've said fuck multiple times.
Well, when you load up to YouTube, it says, is it made for kids? And it's just like, definitely not.
Fuck no.
Oh my goodness. So, like, this might seem like a not so accessible answer, because I'd love to say someone like really mainstream that you could totally like relate
say
to.
Whoever you want,
but
mate.
I would genuinely say my dad, because as much as we make music together and we record my songs and he's really enthusiastic about it, getting him to sit down and play his old songs and play any songs that he might think about writing presently, I would have to have him on a desert island to get him to.
I guess also because you pretty much know you like your dad. So that's a good thing as well, because
would help.
so with the music, you get on, like, because you could get someone who, I mean, David,
a complete dick.
For example, like, I probably
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Not like
For
Morrissey.
example,
No. Wait, if you've got like Morrissey on there and he's like a raging Nazi, that's
like,
you're not gonna get
I love Tom York to bits. He's probably my favourite musician of all time, but I'm not sure I want to hang out with him forever on Desert Island. You know what I mean? I don't reckon we've got the same interests.
Yeah, I think you have to think a little bit further than the music, to be fair.
I guess that wasn't an element I considered, but yeah, we do in fact get along quite well.
I'll take that's a good answer. I like that answer.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
brilliant. That's really nice,
It's a really good answer.
I'm also really terrible at making time for anything generally in terms of grown-up admin, so I think it would be beneficial both ways. Like, we can finally sort out that one lyric idea we've had for 3 years.
Grown-up admin's boring. And if you're on Desert Island, you don't need to do admin, so what are you going to do?
You have to think about credit scores in your desert island when you do guitar.
Mortgages, no one cares.
Do what the hell you want.
Drink coconut water or whatever, juice, milk, coconut milk. I don't know what coconut's. I've never had a coconut before.
Just to not have to work would be brilliant.
Wouldn't it? I'd like to not have to drive anywhere. My car's breaking down so often. So I'd like to be there with a Martin, though. I would say that. Like, if you want a really nice mahogany acoustic guitar.
Yeah, you got to have a good guitar, like a nice sounding guitar. You can make one. You can probably learn to make one. Like out of. I don't know anything about wood.
Be stranded on Madagascar and use the Madagascar wood, because apparently it's really expensive. Because I think they do make some guitars.
Well, I don't know if we. I don't know if we were defining the place, but we could probably get you to Madagascar, I reckon.
All of the tracks would just have those like coconut shells.
But I think David Schwimmer's a lion there, though, so that'd be a bit scary.
Bit of a roadblock.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so, okay, last question.
I've got 2 more questions.
2 more. All right. Okay.
I haven't got to that one as well.
So,
did you prepare for these questions?
Yeah.
That's
so if you could, how would you improve the local music scene?
That doesn't have to be wherever you are.
To get more folk playing and coming to see specifically original music.
Oh, this is where I get to like butter up my house, because I think the gig you've got going for August coming up is great. So you guys are getting loads of acoustic artists together and saying play originals.
Yeah, 100%.
But you're saying like, how many are on the lineup?
There's 4.
4. Okay, so you've got 4. So you got at least 4 people in the audience. Well, there we go. Plus the artist. So there you go. You got more than I played to gigs to less people, definitely.
Don't get me wrong. We've also played. Yeah,
you
you can't class yourself as a musician unless you've played to literally.
The barman.
Oh, yes.
The barman. Yeah. She's there like.
We've all done those, yeah.
Shall I clap now?
Yeah. No, because I think there are a lot of those like dying like open mic nights at the back of a bar, and people aren't there to listen to the music. Like, they're just there to sort of have a pint. So I think it needs to be an experience. Like, it needs to be people who are out there to connect and talk and listen. And you need to get them all in the same place chatting to each other. Because once you play a gig, then you've always got another gig coming up, haven't you? Like,
100%.
you've just got to be out there. And I have to be honest, I hate Facebook and promoting things. I'm terrible at messaging people back and doing TikToks and this and that.
It can be. It can be useful.
It's
if you use it properly, Facebook is a very good tool.
It's not about it being useful or not. It's definitely useful. It's just boring as fuck.
Yeah,
it is boring as
fuck,
and I can't stand just being sat there on social media. But it has to be done.
It's essential and it has to be done. But I guess my point is, I think it needs to be like, it's one thing having a music venue and it's one thing having artists, but actually coordinating them all, making sure there's a nice sound set up, and then promoting it 6 weeks ahead and being like, these are loads of people, like, bring your own guitar, play your own tunes, like, let's all connect and get together and jam beforehand. And it's, going to be like somewhere where little musicians come and play. Like, you get those like 15, 16-year-olds. I met, I did a youth summit recently, and there was this little amazing like 15-year-old artist, and we're gonna do some playing together, and he was like, how do I get out there? Being like, this night, for August, like, come and play, come and connect with people, like, let's all come and shut up for a minute, and then
I agree.
Have a pint.
Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to get with Center Stage, and that is the atmosphere of everyone supporting everyone. There's far too many musicians I found in my experience anyway, who are arrogant and they'll turn up when they want to play and then they'll leave, and it's like,
big egos,
Like, you should be supporting everyone. Like, it's just jealousy thing, the green-eyed monster when people play. I'm like, I don't want to watch someone because that person might be better than me. So that's the wrong attitude. Like, if we're all supporting each other, then it's just going to be good for us all. It's not going to...
Yeah, exactly. And it's only going to make the night better the more nights that you do.
Well, and this is the thing. So usually for those really good gigs where there's a couple of people on the lineup and you get all of the music you make supporting it and somebody's old guitarist and X, Y, and Z and the odd mum in there, I find the atmosphere to be the most supportive and safe experience I have 9 o'clock in a pub anywhere.
Safe experience is really important to us as well. Try and make it safe for everyone. So they've got somewhere to go to play original music.
I've been playing in sticky bars since I was like 15, and you know, I've had very few poor experiences because again, everyone's there with sort of one commonality and one agenda, which I think is where you breed that nice experience. But generally I find artists are really supportive. Like, I'll be sitting there listening to somebody like Brad Mack. Love Brad Mack. He does loads of acoustic sets.
Shout out to Brad Mack.
Shout out to Brad Mack. And I'll be sitting there being like, oh, what a great hook, you know, like what a great sound. And then we'll come and we'll chat about it and be like, oh, like, nice. Oh, you put that chord in there, you've done this or that. And then, you know, we'll sit and we'll chat about the next artist that's on. And generally it's, you know, it's really supportive. And if you're enthused about it and you're engaged in what you're doing, then when you see other people doing it and doing it well or doing it differently, generally, you know, you see people that little spark, don't you?
Yeah, we met you because I think it was at the first Magnificent Seven we did.
Yeah,
we just came up to you, and I don't think anyone else was kind of really talking to you. And we was like, I remember I went up to Dudsy, maybe second song, and I was like, Jesus, this girl's got a great voice.
Yeah, we were both the same.
And he was like, yeah, man, she's fucking great. So, and then we started watching. Obviously, we watched the whole set. I think we were like stood like at stage like.
Made my
night. And then we go and talk to you, and I think you came and played at I know you came and played at Dudsy's stag do.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I bet you were just turning up with loads of lads.
I was like 17 and I had a really socially awkward boyfriend, and I was like, can you come?
Was he a bass player, right?
Yes,
yeah. That dude. He was handsome.
The dude with the curly hair. Is that ex or current?
X now.
X. Or X?
No, just the X.
Just
the X. It's been COVID. We've had no time to be dating new people.
But no, it is. You know, we our friend Eve, who played the first centre stage, another person that we just met because we were at an open mic and we'd seen her play, and we were like, she's different. She's got a kind of yeah, anyway, so she was at this open mic and we went up on this. I just took a chance. We were leaving. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go and ask if she wants to come and record. She's got some great tunes. She's doing original music and everyone was doing covers. Like, you know, everyone's sounding the same, doing the same pop songs, sounding exactly the same.
Shout out to Eve Thomas.
And so she, and you know, but just by talking to her, and I was like, do you want to come? And then she didn't do it for a while. And I think her mum wanted us because she likes going out to Japan. She's out to Japan for 2 years and a month to do stuff. So she's always around. So her mum wanted Summit to listen to when she wasn't here. So I know. And so she got in touch, and now we've like hung out loads, and she's come and done like a whole album in the studio, and you know, we're like really good friends.
She came to Hull as a groupie when we went to Hull a couple of weeks ago, played with Ramble Gamble. Shout out to Ramble Gamble. And who are amazing, by the way. You need to check them out. They've got an album out. I can't remember what it's called.
Sorry, lads. We'll find that. We'll put up on the screen. It's fine.
Ramble Gamble, I'm going to stalk you on social media.
We'll put it up on the screen. It's fine. And yeah, so just by talking to people, you know, and forging these connections, and just by, like you said, networking. I like that word safe. Well, yeah, networking, but I like that word safe, and that was one of the words that we kind of said when we set this up, is that we want somewhere people can feel safe to play their own songs and not feel like they've got to do like you said earlier on about playing Dancing Queen, you know, like no one wants to. We don't
love a bit of Oasis, but it gets the whole guys. It gets.
Everyone loves a bit of Oasis now and then, but you know, not every week. You know,
at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to please everybody, but the whole point of this night is that people are here for the music as well. So that's why there's so many. That's why we're liking so many different. Like on the 5th of August when you played, there's like 4 completely different styles.
Yeah.
So that's the whole. That's what we had in the first one. Unfortunately, Ramble Gamble had to pull out because of illness. Shout out to Ramble Gamble again.
Cheers, Matt.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
But obviously we've rebooked them for another one. So we're definitely going to get them in.
Right, we need to wrap this up and get some music being played. So last question on the list.
Last question. All right. Apart from the centre stage on the 5th of August,
7:30
at number 1 the Crescent.
Selby.
Do you have any other gigs coming up? Do you have any other gigs coming up? This is an opportunity for you to promote yourself now.
Where can we find you, etc.?
Right, okay. So
Facebook.
I don't have a lot of gigs coming up, but I would really like to push. We were about to get a release date for No Way, upcoming track.
Nice.
It's a remastered version, and we've got a little music video with it and everything.
Excellent.
Brilliant. Nice.
Proper little studio setup at home.
Nice.
So I'd really like everyone to I just encourage you to stalk me and
Stalk
look out
Dionne,
for it.
she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do. Thinking and words on a Thursday. You guys, I have another video out for I Could Be Somebody of me in a very fetching wig with a mannequin, Susie. My mannequin Susie. You asked me too late. Have you seen? Have you seen?
How long's that song been out?
A good couple of months now.
Have you named your mannequin?
Yes.
That's impressive. I like
She,
that.
yeah. So my sisters keep like getting weirded out and like changing her outfits and stuff, and because like you walk into the studio and there's just like a figure there, and everyone's like, oh, like they scream at her, and I'm like, it's just Susie. It's just Susie. She's great. Oh, me and Susie, we talk a lot when we're recording, which some people find weird, but there you go. But that was really good fun, and I would love for more people to see that because so many hours I have of me just talking to this mannequin with my dad there, being like, oh, like lean in and kiss the mannequin, and it has to be worth something.
So
please,
where can we find that?
Spotify, YouTube. There's little clips of it. You can get my Instagram and Facebook to see all the new tracks
What's
I'm promoting.
your Facebook? Where do we find you? Is it under your name?
Dionne Sturdy-Clow Music,
Can we
and
spell that?
I will send you all
We'll have
the
something on the
links.
bottom of
You
the-
can
across
see
the
it on the
video.
bottom of the screen because if I
You see it
spell it,
right
nobody
here,
will
right
get it
now?
because I have a
That's right.
hideously long name. I wish I had I was a Sarah or something. It'd be easy to promote.
Feel free.
Just
Just one thing. Feel free to post in the Centre Stage group page.
Yeah.
Because any artist that plays on there will have full access to post. It's all to do with Centre Stage, so you've got anything you want to post on there, any
promote
links
it,
to
get it
anything,
on.
bang,
The more the
get it
better.
on, because it's starting to grow into something really nice now.
Right. Dionne, thank you so much for coming down and chatting to us. We
Yes,
are
amazing.
going to set you up to sing us some songs now, but thanks for chatting to us, and we cannot wait to see you on the 5th.
Yes,
Oh, thank
cannot
you
wait.
so much, guys.
Fabulous.
Is
Thank
that-
you so much.